Hello dear students, welcome back to physics online class. In today's class we will discuss about that very much important aspect related to hydrodynamics is Bernoulli's theorem. So from that Bernoulli's theorem we will have that lot of applications. So for example, from the Bernoulli's theorem we will understand that how that atomizer will work, means how that sprayer will get work, and how that blood pressure machine, so BP machines will get work, we will understand by the help of or by the principle of Bernoulli's theorem. And in case of that aircraft will takes a very much important role of Bernoulli's theorem. And in case of that bowling, so as I said that in beginning, in introductory part I said that how the ball is going to swing, so all such aspect we will understand by the help of Bernoulli's theorem. So before going to discuss about that applied part related to Bernoulli's theorem, let me discuss the basic aspect related to Bernoulli's theorem, then we'll go for that applied part. So in today's session, so we'll have talk about that Bernoulli's theorem, right? Bernoulli's theorem. So in case of that Bernoulli's theorem, I will consider that ideal fluid. So ideal fluid means that fluid is not having that viscous force, it is incompressible and it is irrotational. So it states that, let me write the statement related to Bernoulli's theorem. It states that when non-viscous incompressible fluid, or ideal fluid you can consider, non-compressible, so sorry, a non-viscous incompressible fluid is flowing steadily. So look at here, so I will consider that fluid is not having that any kind of viscous force. Viscous force means force between the layers of the liquid. So non-viscous and incompressible fluid is flowing steadily, then sum of kinetic energy, potential energy and pressure energy. So look at here, so it states that when non-viscous incompressible fluid is flowing steadily, then sum of kinetic energy, potential energy and pressure energy remains same at any point of the fluid. So what is the mean of this statement? So let me draw on one diagram here. We'll have proof for the Bernoulli's theorem. So for theory point of view, it is a very important theorem. Let me derive that equation. So as they said that sum of kinetic energy, potential energy and pressure energy remains the same. So in order to understand this thing, I will take one pipe here. Let us take one pipe and this pipe having that different cross-sectional area. I will choose 2 points here. So this is point A and this one is point B, right? Now at point A, area of cross section is A1 and velocity of that fluid at point A is V1 I will take, and in a time interval delta t, right? And at the point B, area of cross section at point B is A2, then velocity of that fluid particle at B is V2, then in a time interval delta of t I can consider, right? Then I will take that point A is at a height h1 from the ground and point B will be at a height h2 from the ground, right? So according to that Bernoulli's theorem, he suggests that whatever that kinetic energy, potential energy and pressure energy at point A and kinetic energy, potential energy and pressure energy at point B will be same. So whatever the total kinetic energy, potential energy and pressure energy at point A and at point B will be remain same. It means that total energy at point A and at point B will be remain same, he said in a statement wise. Now I have to prove mathematically that so pressure energy, potential energy and kinetic energy remain same at A and B. So for that purpose, first let me consider that from equation of continuity. From equation of continuity. So what does the mean of equation of continuity? So in last class we got that A1 V1 which is equal to A2 into V2. A1 means area of cross section and its velocity. A2 and V2 we can consider A1 V1 which is equal to A2 into V2. Let me take this as equation 1. Then now I shall consider that change in kinetic energy at A and B. So I shall write that equation for change in kinetic energy at A and B is, right? So change in kinetic energy delta of K into E. Change in kinetic energy means kinetic energy at point B minus of kinetic energy at point A. Let me write that equation. Kinetic energy means half of m into v square, generalized formula. So here velocity at point B is v2. Shall I take v2 square minus of v1 square, right? Change in kinetic energy half of m into v2 square minus of v1 square. Here instead of mass, half of mass means density into volume, right? Density of the fluid. Volume means shall I take it as area into length here? Area is A1. Length means shall I take it as velocity into time? Velocity into time. V2 square minus of V1 square. Let that equation I will take it as 2. Now similarly I can find out that change in potential energy at A and B or between A and B is, I will write that same thing, change in potential energy which is equal to potential energy at point B minus of potential energy at point A, right? Now change in potential energy, let me write it as, so potential energy generalized formula mgh. Here potential energy at point B m into g, here h2 I will consider, m into g h2 minus of m into g h1. M into g I will take it as common here. Again the same thing, instead of mass I will consider as a density into volume. Volume means, so I can consider that area into length. Length means velocity into time. Directly I can consider rho into A1 V1 into delta T into G H2 minus of H1. Let it be equation 3. I got that equation of continuity, change in kinetic energy and change in potential energy. Now I will take that equation for work done at point A and work done at point B. Work done at A and B is given by, right? So work done at A and B means, so that is work done which is equal to, work done at A minus of work done at B. Work done which is equal to force into displacement, right? I will use that equation here. Force is nothing but pressure into area into displacement, means pressure into volume. Work done which is equal to P into V, right? So pressure P1. Volume means again I can consider that area into length. Length means velocity into time. Hope you get this thing. Look at here, pressure into volume. Volume I can consider as area into length, area A1 length means velocity into time. So hope you know this thing. Okay, I will continue that. Work done at A minus of P2 A2 V2 into delta of T. Right, now I will use that equation of continuity here. So wherever A2 into V2 is there, A2 into V2, which is equal to what? A1 into V1. So from equation 1, I can consider this as work done, which is equal to, right, here A2 V2 is nothing but A1 into V1. Then I will take out that common, A1 V1 into delta of T, which is equal to P1 minus of P2. Let it be equation 4. I will consider this as equation 4. Now I want to find out that total work done here. So total work done, which is equal to what? So total work done, which is equal to sum of kinetic energy and potential energy, right? I know the value of work done. So what is that? W, which is equal to A1 V1 delta of T, P1 minus of P2. I know the equation for change in kinetic energy. So half of rho into A1 V1 into delta of T. I know that equation for change in potential energy between A and B. So what's that? Rho into A1 V1 delta of D, delta of T into G, H2 minus of H1, right? So now I will substitute all the values. I will substitute that equation. Let me take 2, 3 and 4 value in equation 5. So substitute equation 2, 3, 4 value in equation 5. Then I will get that. So work done, which is equal to A1 V1 delta of T, P1 minus of P2, which is equal to delta of K into E, half of, right, rho into A1 V1 delta of T, V2 square minus of V1 square, right, plus change in potential energy. I will take it as, so space is not enough here. So rho into A1 V1 delta of T into G, H2 minus of H1, right? So look at here, A1 V1 delta T, A1 V1 delta T, A1 V1 delta T is there. So to this equation, left side and right side I will divide by that A1 V1 into delta T to both side. Divide by A1 V1 into delta T on both side, right? So these term will get vanish here. P1 minus of P2. So 1 by 2 rho into V2 square minus of V1 square plus of rho into G, H2 minus of H1, right? So again I will write it here. We'll extend this equation, half of rho into V2 square minus of half of rho into V1 square plus of rho G H2 minus of rho G H1. Now I will rearrange this equation. Wait a minute. So space is not enough. Look at here. So P1 minus of P2, all that P1, V1 and H1 term I will take it at one side. So P1 as it is, right? Here that minus of half of rho into V1 square is there. I will take it into left side. It becomes plus half of rho into V1 square, right? Here minus of rho G H1 is that right side. I will bring it to left side here. Plus of rho G H1, which is equal to minus P2. I will shift to that right side here. It becomes plus here. P2 plus of half of rho into V2 square plus of rho G into H2 here. So look at here. What's the statement I said? So for a non-viscous incompressible fluid is flowing steadily, then sum of kinetic energy, pressure energy and potential energies remains same. So look at here. At point A, pressure energy is P1, kinetic energy is half of rho into V1 square and potential energy is equal to rho into G into H1 at point A, which is equal to pressure energy at point B, kinetic energy at point B and potential energy at point B. So I can say that pressure energy plus of kinetic energy plus of potential energy is remains constant. So mathematically I shown that. Then what's that physical meaning here? So look at here. At point A and at point B, kinetic energy, sum of kinetic energy, potential energy and pressure energies remain same, I said, even though it is having different cross sectional area. Let me write that here, that point A and here point B I consider. Area is A1, velocity is V1, area is A2, velocity is V2. Even though it has different cross-sectional area, height is H1 and here height is H2. For example, I will give a general example. For example, at point A, pressure energy is 2 Pascal. At point A, kinetic energy, let me take that 3 joules and potential energy is 5 joules. So it becomes 10 joules. Now, here at point B, pressure energy is 1 Pascal and kinetic energy is 4 joules and potential energy may be 5 joules. Here individual value may difference here. So here pressure energy 2 Pascal, here pressure energy 1 Pascal. Here kinetic energy 3 joules, here kinetic energy 4 joules. Here potential energy I consider as 5 joules, here also maybe 5 joules. For example, if you add these three, so if you add all these three things, so I will get it as 10 joules. Here also, sorry, one second, sorry. So here also I will get it as 10 joules here. So what does it mean here? So here individually there may be a different kinetic energy value, potential energy value, kinetic energy value. Here also it has a different kinetic energy value, potential energy value and pressure energy value. Kinetic energy, potential energy and pressure energy. But if you make summation of all these three things, you will get that same answer. This is